Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Engineer Masood Akhtar Kiani, and today our technical session is 73. Our subject is aluminum alloy material in the civil construction. So before going ahead, I would like to request you to press the bell icon, like it, share it, subscribe in order to reach the next video with the easy access. So aluminum alloy has the major role in the civil construction. It is used in the profile, door profile, window profile, all other ventilators and so many things. So an aluminum alloy from the capital A or from small a, sometimes it is written commonly. See in the spell there are some difference. Is the alloy in which aluminum, either it is small a or capital A, is the predominant metal. These typical alloy elements or major ingredients are the copper, magnesium, manganese, and silicon, tin, and the zinc. So these are the major raw materials for the aluminum. There are two principal classification namely casting alloy and both which are the further subdivided into categories heat treatable and the non-heat treatable. About 85% of aluminum is used for both product, for example, rolled plates, foils, and extrusion. So cast aluminum alloys yield cost-effective products due to the low metal points through the general lower tensile strength than the worth alloys. The most important cast aluminum alloy system is A1-SI, where the high level of the silicon of 4.0 to 13% contributable given to the casting characteristics. Aluminum alloy are widely used in the engineering structures or components where the lightweight of the corrosion resistance is required. So aluminum is the major material which don't have the uh, corrosion resistance, which don't have the corrosion characteristics. It is a corrosion resistance, non-corrosion metal. So aluminum magnesium alloy are both rather than the aluminum alloy from much less flammable and another alloy that contain a very high percentage of the magnesium. So aluminum alloy surface develop a white protective layer of aluminum oxide if left unprotected by the anodizing and the correct painting procedures. So in a wet environment, galvanic corrosion can be occur when the aluminum alloy is placed in electrical contact with the other metals, where the positive corrosion potential than the aluminum and the electrolysis is present as alloy ion to exchange. If the pure aluminum is used, there is no fear of the corrosion. Corrosion will not touch to the product. But if it is contaminated with somewhere with other products like magnesium and something else, then there is a fear because it is not the pure products. So this is the one of the major symptoms. Refer to the dissimilar metal corrosion process in occur. Exfoliation is as interregular corrosion. Aluminum alloys can be improperly heat treated. Many organizations publish their specific standards for the manufacturing of alloy, and which are the Society of Automotive Engineers Standard Organization, especially in accordance to the subgroups and the ASTM International Standard. So, what are the properties of the aluminum alloys? Properties that makes aluminum alloys popular and the suitable uh, condition includes first is the light, then strong. Light meaning in the weight it is light as compared to the steel, and also strong high strength to weight ratio, resistant, ductile, and the low temperature, corrosion resistance, non-toxic, heat conducting. So aluminum characteristics are further non-corrosive, easily machined, and the cost lightweight, yet durable, non-magnetic, and the non-sparking, good heat, and the electrical conductor. So, what are the physical uh, and the chemical properties of the alloy? This we will also discuss. Allowing the usually produced by melting the mixture of ingredients, alloy steel have a wide range of special properties such as hardness, toughness, corrosion resistance, magnetically ability, ductility, uh, non-ferrous alloy, mainly copper, nickel, bronze, and the aluminum alloy, are much used in the products. So, what are the five another major properties of the aluminum? There are a class of the elements distinguished by the following properties: ductility, uh, malleability, hardness, conductivity, and the ability of the alloys and the qualities of appearance. So, there is the major concept for this one. Aluminium is very good fire rated. The solid sheets and the classified is a non-combustible construction material defined by the BS 476 Part 4. Aluminium alloy is a non-combustible Part 7, and the surface spread of the flame class 1, and the Part 6 fire propagation is the class 0. So, fire rating for the distribution series 20 minutes, 45 minutes with difference, right? 20 minutes for 42 into 96 inches, 45 minutes, also 60 minutes, and the 90 minutes. File design for the pyro stop, also 60 minutes to the 90 minutes. File frame for the barriers and the door and the riser, also 60 minutes to 90 minutes. So this is the one major issue that in some specification it is not discussed with the fire rating properties of the aluminum, whereas the aluminum is a good fire rating material. Hardware door also the we will discuss about all the doors hardware are the fire of the fire frame designer series. Doors are fire frame, fire rated, heat barrier series, door integrated fire frame, aluminum series, supplied by the technical glass products or some other suppliers or manufacturers. So standard hardware is the items, I can say the hinges, surface mounted concealed doors, single motorized lock, panic hardware, uh, tall bottom rails. What are the fine as a class is aluminum as denoted by BS 476 Part 4 aluminum alloys and the non-combustible Part 7 surface spread flame is class 1, and Part 6, fire propagation is the class 0. In fact, when the aluminum is exposed to fire instance heat, it is begin to melt only. When the temperature has reached the melting points rather than the burn, so it's also denoted the class, and we can note, and the third party testing is also give the clarification and the details about the fire rating. So aluminum as a door, it is a good fire rating material. The temperature required to process the aluminum alloy from raw material into a final class, it is 1220 minimum temperature required, degree centigrade temperature required for the processing. So it means aluminum have there is vast capacity for the temperature. So if the temperature is even very high, 1200, even the aluminum products are not in D shape. So this is the good property of the aluminum as a fire rating material rather than the steel and the other copper and these things. And it did not melt and did not change the shapes as the material. So when the aluminum is processed from the factories in the uh, Moscow, Ukraine, and these countries, and from there the big fume is going on, and that fume also converted from fume instead of spreading in the air to make the air as pollution, it is converted and reaccumulate in recycle, and it is make a microsilica, which is used in the concrete microsilica cement. That is also byproducts of the aluminum. We will discuss in next session microsilica as a material and from where the source microsilica powder will come. This is coming from this aluminum fumes. So it is the name also microsilica fumes. Fumes mean the smoke coming from the aluminum chimneys, these factories and the foundries, and the smoke change into powder by physics rules. Liquid change into gas, or we can apply the chemistry also here. So this was the briefing about the aluminum. So aluminum has another characteristic. The aluminum is a powder coated, which is very durable material. It can be sustained up to more than 50 years. Because due to high temperature, it is a powder coating process is going on, and it did not affect the property of the materials to tilt it or bend it or D-shape. So the by powder coating, it is very good material. And also there is some other film coated also, and other some painting also is on the aluminum, but powder coated is very durable material in the application. So aluminum have the non-corrosive and the weathering effect, and UV protection is by the controlled by the coating. And I suggest the hinges and this hardware, it should be also from the aluminum in order to, if there is any fire or something, so it will be sustained as compared to the other hardware. So next session will be microsilica film and the hardware also we will discuss about in coming sessions. So this was the briefing about the aluminum, and thank you very much. Have a nice day.